Add it all up. That's quite a lot.
There is a lot.
Oh, nice.
It's only water, it's either sink or swim. Can't hold back your light and expect to win. Gotta go harder, oh, you've gotta learn. Don't suppress your fire, baby, let it burn. Be who you are. Nobody can take that away from you. Oh, straight from the heart. No playing games. You gotta be true, true, true. You gotta be. 'Cause you're human. Sometimes it's gonna hurt, baby. Just let your tears fall down. No need to worry about tomorrow, baby. 'Cause you got time to figure it out. It's only water. It's either sink or swim. Can't hold back your light and expect to win. Gotta go harder. Oh, you've gotta learn. Don't suppress your fire, baby, let it burn. Nobody can take that away from you. Oh, straight from the heart. No playing games. You gotta be true, true, true. You gotta be. Cause you're human. Sometimes it's gonna hurt, baby. Just let your tears fall down. No need to worry about tomorrow, baby. Cause you got time to figure it out. Sometimes it's gonna hurt, baby. Cause you're
I go over anything like ranch, facts. Think I want a yacht and a ranch, yes. Hit the boulevard and hit my dance. Everybody wanna be a boss, but they can't. But they motherfucking can't. I go over anything like ranch. Had to tell my old hoes, bon voyage like I'm in France. Hey, now I eat hors d'oeuvres and get them served at my events. Hey, fuck up my face, please and thank you in advance. Hey, hey, I'm like, hey, yeah, you know the game. Ice all in my veins, bitch, ain't nothing changed. I got money in the bank, in a Roth IRA. Put the drinks on my tab and the bitch on my lap. And oh yeah, I go over anything like ranch, facts. Think I want a yacht and a ranch, yes. Hit the boulevard and hit my dance. Everybody wanna be a boss, but they can't. But they motherfucking can't.
I go over everything like ranch, going up across the map, heating up like climate change. Hold on, touch the thermostat. Hibachi volcano, light it up my circle stack. Young boss, been about the cash, Mr. Krabs. I heard that my ex, man. She rolled by the crib and saw I turn it to a sex shack. Bent back, face down, popping for the realest in the game. Over everything like ranch, in the kitchen's where I stay with the sauce.
I go over anything like ranch, facts. Think I want a yacht and a ranch, yes. Hit the boulevard and hit my dance. Everybody wanna be a boss, but they can't. But they motherfucking can't.
I go over anything like ranch. Finger licking good, got a thumb and through a band. 10-7-57 where I fucking stand. Find me in the back, banging drums with my hands. Yeah, they call me Ringo, baby, I'm a star. Blowing in the dark, big brand like I'm star. By now you gotta know who the fuck we are. Hush house, stumbling through, tap dancing all these bars. Yeah,
I go over anything like ranch. Facts. Think I want a yacht and a ranch. Yes. Hit the boulevard and hit my dance. Everybody wanna be a boss, but they can't. But they motherfucking can't. I go over anything like ranch. Facts. Think I want a yacht and a ranch. Yes. Hit the boulevard and hit my dance. Everybody wanna be a boss, but they can't. But they motherfucking can't.
Showing off, don't wanna have to wait tonight. Wait tonight. Bets are off, I'm gonna find my way tonight. Wait tonight. Won't you talk to me? I wanna heal your sorrows. We'll make a new tomorrow. One night to find the answer. What makes this heart beat faster? What makes this heart beat faster? What makes this heart beat faster? Showing off, don't wanna have to wait tonight. Wait tonight. Bets are off, I'm gonna find my way tonight. Wait tonight. What makes this heart beat faster? 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 Showing off, don't wanna have to wait tonight. Wait tonight. Bets are off, I'm gonna find my way tonight. Wait tonight.
everyone. Hello. Thank you all for being here on another Friday night of Show and Tell Live. For anyone who's tuning in for the first time, we are a weekly comedy improv stream. So I hope you're ready for some comedy improv. Thanks everyone for putting your object suggestions in chat. Go ahead and keep spamming them. I'm Dom, but can't do it alone, so let's meet the rest of the crew. First up, we have Alex.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm Alex.
Hey,
I'm here now.
Alex. Good to see ya. Next up, in the green, we have Max.
Oh, hello, everybody. I did see you there.
Wow, what an evolving narrative every week. Next up, we have Steve.
Hello.
Steve, our disembodied head of the group. Every improv group has one. Ours is Steve. And then lastly, we have Dan.
Hey! Sorry, I just popped into existence real quick.
That's right. We summon Dan from the void every Friday night just so he can do improv with us. Well, awesome. Thanks everyone for being here. We're going to go ahead and use your suggestions and find ourselves in an interesting little game we got. So for our warm-up game, we are going to play a game we're calling Memoirs. So the way this is going to work is we're going to use the suggestions you got, give our performers these objects, they will embody these objects and become characters, and then I, along with you, can interview them on the book they've written recently. So get ready to get that hard investigative side of you ticking with questions. So we'll go ahead and assign some things. Steve, your object is tweezers. You get tweezers, Steve. And then who's next? Let's see. Dan, you get an action figure.
Action figure, okay.
You get an action figure. Max, you get used napkin. And then Alex, you get a single Post-it note. So just go ahead and before each interview, remind us what your thing is. But now let's get into a space to bloom new characters into existence. First, I want you to hold the object that you've been given in your hand. Feel the object. Is it heavy? Is it light? Now go ahead and give that object a good sniff. Really see the object. Really see. Now I want you to consume the object. Let it become a part of you in a way. Yes. Put it in your mouth. Yep, even you, Max. Gross. Now that the object is inside of you, let it start to grow little legs and little arms. And they'll stretch out into your shoulders. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, whack! The object is now in your brain. You are a new person. All right. Let's go ahead and meet today's first author. That would be you. Yes, come on forward.
Hello, I have the tweezers.
Yes, and what is your name?
My name is Lycan von Victor.
Von Victor. Tell us, what is the name of your memoir?
Yes, von Victor's Victorious Victories.
I see. And what victorious victories have you had?
I've won many wonderful things. I won a large poster hanging contest and a large nail hanging contest and a large ball of yarn in Germany.
Now, to clarify, is the contest large, or are the objects in which you are hanging large?
The objects which we are hanging, the total participants in all of the contests doesn't generally exceed 5.
All right, but you won them all. Is that true?
Yes, I win all small contests. I actually, in the small contest winner for small contest winning.
So you're a large winner of small contests.
Well, I've only won small contests for small contest winning. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a small contest winner.
It's a very valid point. Does anyone in chat have any questions for Von Victor? If you do so, feel free to ask them now. Von Victor, tell us, do you go by any other titles?
Yes, I was once a professor at a school, and I left to pursue my true passion of winning small contests.
I see. We do have one question from a curious reader out there. What do you tweeze?
What do I tweeze? That is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I generally tend to tweeze little splinters that I get from hanging large objects, such as posters with wooden frames and large pieces of wood that I might be hanging up. Sometimes shelves.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Do you have any parting words for us? Any inspirational things to take with us?
Do not give up your family for winning small contests. They do not fill the hole in your life.
Thank you, Von Victor. Much appreciated. And now we'll move on to our next author. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? My name is Dirk Van Dyck. I'm here just to promote my book and really just have a good time with everybody out there.
Awesome. Mr. Van Dyck, thank you for being here. And what is the title of your book?
Oh, my book? It's Action Where You Least Expect It. That's the name of the book.
Action Where You Least Expect It. Well, I certainly least expected that title.
Yeah, so did a bunch of guys in my high school.
Tell us, what inspired you to write this book?
Oh, well, I just really looked back at my life. I really looked at the parts of my life that I look on fondly. I would say probably elementary school. That was before I moved towns because of family divorce, but that's besides the point. And just really the happiness that you sort of saw, and really just where the action of childhood, that really everyone's excited to grow up, but I think childhood is where it's at,
Interesting. Readers at home, if you have any questions for Van Dyck, let us know. So tell us, why did you have to move so frequently?
Oh, well, here's the thing. One of your parents is part of a divorce. The other parent is in the military. It's kind of the worst of both worlds when you look at it that way. I lived in several places, San Diego to be one of them. We had to sleep in one of the zoo cages there for a couple nights until we got our apartment. Another place was Springfield. That was pretty nice there. Not spring all the time as a kid would have expected, but to name a few.
Well, we've got a lot of interesting questions coming in, Van Dyck. Could you describe the cover of your book for us?
Oh, the cover? Yeah. So the cover, it's a picture of my face on one of my favorite action figures as a kid, which is Optimus Prime. The reason why I put my head on Optimus Prime is because I pretty much saw myself as the Autobots and all of the adults in my life as Decepticons. And that's pretty much how I still view my life to this day.
Oh, that is pretty rough. So tell us, what's the most surprising place you've found action?
Oh, the most surprising place? Let's see. Who are we asking? Are we asking for the kids or for the adults? But look, I mean, action's everywhere. That's pretty much all I'm saying. Is you look at an empty room, you can blow that room up. That's action right there. You go to a bowling alley, you see a bunch of pins being knocked over, you could throw a pin at someone's face. That's action right there, So it's really just making action no matter where you are. Acting out when it's least expected.
Thank you. And one final question.
Yeah.
Why is your work so hard for the world to accept?
Well, look, basically, I'm not gonna lie, I put a lot of work into the cover of the book, but inside it's sort of just a copy-paste of my diary before I learned how to read and write, so it's mostly just Jarber's scribbles, but I really thought that I could get it into an experimental book contest that I saw online on a Facebook ad, and when that didn't work out, I sort of just went to publish it, and hope people would just do it because they think it's a Transformers fan fiction.
Well, everyone at the store is happy that you could be with us today, but now it's time to meet our next author in the author spotlight. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sorry, let me just put this used napkin down. I am a biologist, and my name is Dr. Sam.
Dr. Sam. Are you sure no count in there or anything in particular?
Excuse me?
Never mind. Dr. Sam, we are glad to have you here today. Could you tell us the name of your memoir?
The name of my memoir is There Are Many Creatures in the Animal Kingdom and How to Use Them.
Oh, I must have missed that. That is definitely in smaller print than the rest of the title.
Yes. Yeah, it's some people are thrown off by the text of what I've created.
I see, Dr. Sam. Where did you receive your doctorate?
Oh, well, there are many fantastic institutions online that you can do a 12-week course to get your PhD.
And what is your PhD in exactly?
It's in animology, the study of animals.
I see. And Dr. Sam, is Sam your first name or your last name?
Yes. And just to reiterate what my book is about, there are many animals in the animal kingdom, and I believe that we are going through an environmental crisis. There are rainforests and ecosystems that are being destroyed, and it's largely destroyed by household products. So I believe that if we use dogs and cats and other domesticated animals in place of appliances or disposable products, we can much better reduce our waste.
What was the exact use you found for honey badgers?
Honey badgers? Oh, that's a great question. Honey badgers are incredibly violent, and they can be used in place of a security system. You don't need to use expensive online electricity. You can instead have a group of ravaged honey rabbits.
I see. If anyone else, any of our other readers have questions for Dr. Sam, and I really must iterate, what kind of doctor are you?
I said it. It's studying animology.
Animology. You know, we just, for those of you who don't know, obviously, how would one define animology?
It's the study of animals. I specified and I focused in domesticated animals. I studied domesticated animals.
I see. And is that different from zoology in any way?
That's a good question. I'll have to let my editor get back to you.
Interesting. I see. I'm just very curious. Could you, once again, just to clarify, is your name Dr. Sam or Dr. Sam?
If you find any personal records from me, they are forged. They are not real. My name is Dr. Sam. You cannot find any information on me that says otherwise.
Okay, and one final question from a reader. What animal is most like a mineral?
Most like a mineral?
That's correct.
Oh, that's a great question. You see, I found that if you're able to put moles on the end of sticks, you can use them in place of picks. And then you can use them to mine minerals. That's a fantastic way to reduce the amount of waste that you would get from a broken tool.
Mole drill. I can't wait to read this one cover to cover. Thank you for being with us, Dr. Sam. And finally, our last author.
Hello. My name is. One second. I have a Post-it note around here somewhere. My name is Abner Meekmeyer, or maybe it's Mike Meyer.
Abner, you don't sound confident on that.
No, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it.
Well, Mr. Mike Meyer, thank you for being with us. Do you know the title of your book?
Well, I have it written here. It's if it weren't attached. The Chronicles of Starting Over with Amnesia. Oh, that makes sense. It
does make sense. Tell me, do you know anything about your book?
Well, I assume that I've read it at some point, but unfortunately I didn't really retain that information. So, judging by the title, I'd say it has to do with exactly that.
Well, so we actually have someone who not only has a signed autograph, at least they think it's your signature. They had a question about the text of the book itself. Apparently, in the last line of your book, you said, "In your dreams, you can't teach a banana." What were you implying there?
Wow, I said that? Okay. Well, if my memory serves, which usually it doesn't, I believe that what I was going for there is, you see, bananas are sort of already exactly what they need to be. You can't teach a banana to be something it's not. It's not a plantain. It's not, it can't just go off and uncurve itself. A banana knows its path, it knows its way. And ultimately, I think I was talking about how, even though I may not really remember much about myself, there are some natural things about me that just kind of find me.
That's true. You can't teach an old banana new tricks. Can you describe the front, like the cover art, and kind of where the inspiration for that came from?
Sure. So right here, it's like blank white, but then in big bold letters, it says, if it weren't screwed on. And then actually there's like a picture of a person with they're holding their head like this. And well, it's mainly talking about how, the old saying of, if your head weren't screwed on, you'd lose it. And how, it also talks about it shows sort of the struggle of the issue of the mind that this book covers.
That is all the time we have today. Thank you, authors, all, for being here. You can all pick up copies of these books wherever books are sold, including the bookstore you're currently all in. So please get a coffee and join us for another round of authors to come. Yeah.
And goodbye.
Woo! And goodbye. What a fascinating world to think that all four of those characters exist at the same time and place. Truly interesting. Did anyone?
That's a fun game. I'm glad that we
do anything interesting this week.
Oh, I finally saw Tiger King.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
And,
Okay.
It was weird because I felt like it was just like something that I saw when I was a kid.
Did you live at that zoo?
What did you see as a
I
kid?
don't think so.
Max, are you the Tiger Prince? Is that what I'm learning?
It was very surprising.
Hashtag
Like
Tiger Prince.
when the dad dies and you find out that the uncle did it, like that was very surprising. And then like
Spoilers, man.
Donald Glover was in it, and then he becomes king. You guys remember that when Donald Glover becomes king?
Yeah,
And then
Max.
rules the savannah.
You're talking
Yep.
about the Lion King?
That he
Oh, the
is.
Lion King.
He is.
Oh my
Lion King.
God,
That's what I was
Max.
thinking of.
There you go.
Oh,
We
no.
got there.
Oh,
That was a good bit. I'm really glad we could all be here for that.
Oh my god. Oh my
that's
god.
funny.
The Tiger King.
Oh my God.
The cross between the Tiger King documentaries and the Lion King story.
Oh, I'm sure it exists.
If not, it will. Well, I grilled up some cheeseburgers yesterday.
Mm.
They were delicious.
Where did you grill these cheeseburgers?
My backyard.
Interesting.
And guess what?
What?
I didn't set fire to the yard when I did it.
I was gonna say, do you not have a grill and you just set fire to the lawn and held the burgers out over your lawn?
The thing is if you burn up all the grass, eventually it doesn't matter if you keep putting fire on your lawn. Nothing else will burn.
Look, if you burn the grass, you don't have to cut it. So
Back in my day, we didn't have grills. We just lit the earth on fire.
Poppy always told me you don't have to cut the grass if you light it on fire.
That's part of the new Smokey the Bear campaign. Light it before it catches.
Only you can start forest fire.
Love it. Love it. Speaking of misunderstandings, why don't we go ahead and just jump right into our next game? So this is going to be an interesting game. What we're going to need from chat is, this is kind of an ambiguous ask, so do your best. we are going to play a game we're calling Comment Thread, or probably a name we'll come up with later that is better than that. And what we're going to need from chat is we are going to need one-word suggestions that are relatively short, simple words. So this is a rhyming game, and we're going to have to rhyme based off of the words that you give us. So in order to do that, please make them words that we can actually rhyme off of. Yeah, already some great ones coming in.
Good.
So
Fire.
fire is a good one. These are great words. Thank you all. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and get started. This is an elimination game, so we're going to have to try our hardest.
Oh wait, there's a fun animation. Watch.
Here it comes.
Whoa! We're in the brain.
All right.
Oh!
I'm not going to explain this game because I think you'll pick up on it pretty quickly. It's going to be like you said, dip. That's actually what we used in practice. So you're on the right place. I'm thinking of that place where you store your money.
Oh, you're thinking of a bank.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of that place, that car-like object that you used to fight people.
Oh, no. You're thinking of a tank. I'm thinking of when your baby comes out of the womb and the doctor does this to make sure it's screaming.
No. You're thinking of Spank.
Oh.
I'm thinking of the Ed, and Eddie pet that had a painted on it.
No. You're thinking of plank. I'm thinking of that thing that you make in prison to defend yourself.
No, you're thinking of a shank. I'm thinking of that video game character who hung out with Ratchet.
Oh, you're thinking of Clank.
Oh, that's right.
I'm thinking of that one kind of show where you pull a big joke on somebody.
Oh, no. You're thinking of a prank. I'm thinking of the coolest memes on the internet and how people use to describe them when they're really topical.
No. You're thinking of Dang.
Oh, that's
I'm thinking of a famous singer's first name, Mr. Sinatra's.
No. You're thinking of Frank. I'm thinking of a famous actor, but it's actually the beginning of his last name, who's Tom.
No, you're thinking of Hank. I'm thinking that thing when you put fake bullets into a gun.
Oh, you're thinking of... I don't fucking know.
Oh, Steve is shooting blanks.
Oh.
Pew, pew, pew.
Steve is eliminated.
That's round one. Who's excited for more? I am.
Here it comes.
I'm thinking of that donut-shaped object on the bottom of cars.
No. You're thinking of tire. I'm thinking of the Inferno that Alex likes to set all the time.
No. You're thinking of pyre. I'm thinking of the other dialectic side of the cellar.
You're thinking of the buyer. That's what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the buyer. No. I'm thinking of where the hobbits grew up and lived.
No. You're thinking of the Shire. I'm thinking of someone who can't hold their tears back.
Oh, no. You're thinking of a crier.
Oh, that's right.
I'm thinking of the little metal bits that are in the little tubes to make electricity happen and other electronics.
No, you're thinking of... I don't know it.
Oh!
What is
You're
it?
thinking of a wire. Dang, I had so many good ones for that.
Get out of here.
I just want to point out, Youngster Jazz says this man really said pyre.
I know, instead of fire.
I saw you guys laughing at me, and I was like, yeah, obviously it's a pyre. What do you?
I mean, it worked.
It is the same word.
I think
It
I
worked.
threw
It
you
fit the
off when I said
definition.
Inferno, to be fair. That's probably why. All right, round three. Round three.
I'm thinking of that utensil you use to eat soup.
No, you're thinking of a spoon. I'm thinking of that thing in space that affects the tides.
No. you're thinking of a moon. I'm thinking of that like type of bad guy. He's not really a crook or a.
Oh no! You're thinking of a goon. I'm thinking of that Canadian bird they put on the money.
Oh no! You're thinking of that one thing that is a boon.
No! You had it. It was Loon.
It was Loon. Damn it! Oh God. I didn't know.
What is it?
That carves down.
Oh,
It's
God.
a loon. It's a loon.
It's a
a
loon.
bird.
I know. I was between loon and I was like, I don't know. All right, final round.
I gotta find a word. All the words are up top. I'm thinking of that exclamation you say when you're really impressed.
You're thinking of wow. I'm thinking of that question where you really don't know what happened.
You're thinking of how. I'm thinking of that animal that has 4 stomachs.
No. You're thinking of a cow. I'm thinking of that thing that you have to do when you like bend at the waist.
Oh no, you're thinking of bow. No, I got nothing.
Alex is our winner.
I'm thinking of not the past or the future.
We're thinking of
now.
Yeah.
All right, fair, Alex. Alex has.
Listen to that comic book noise when you punch somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Pow.
I'm
You
thinking
know,
of
it's real easy on the outside of the brain. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it's true.
Dang it.
A brain can't function with just Alex. That's fair. It can't.
True.
Mine hardly does.
We forgot to get our audience participation for that one, where we lobotomize someone live on Twitch whenever one of us gets out.
It's true. It's the only way to make it happen.
Also, can we just appreciate the garbage that Alex made to start on the merch board?
Oh, yeah, check that out.
Can you make it big?
I did.
Oh,
Oh no.
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 Oh no!
So bad.
You should never let Alex be in charge of merch
Yeah.
board
So
art.
I'm also sorry that I disappointed all Canadians everywhere. I was like, I don't know what that bird is called.
Well, they clearly had a sense of humor, though, because they made their $1 coin the loony, and they made their $2 coins the toonie, which is just hysterical.
Yeah.
That's what we deserve in America.
Isn't
Yeah, if only
there
we could-
money like scratch and sniff or something? I heard-
No, they have glow-in-the-dark quarters that they released to apologize for getting rid of their pennies. So they released glow-in-the-dark dinosaur quarters. So the dinosaurs, when they glow in the dark, the bones are what glows in the dark. So the skeleton is glow in the dark, and everything else is just the outline of the.
Well, I'm moving to Canada.
Canada truly is God's.
Guys, we didn't get rid of the domination.
Alex, take your seat. Oh no, we didn't get rid of that reward.
Wait, I can try to do it.
Can we
do
do
it.
it?
What, are you gonna oust me? What's gonna happen here?
Hold on.
What is this?
I'm coming.
Get yourself
I'm
out
coming.
of there.
Alex,
You
No!
get yourself
Yes.
up there.
It feels good.
This is bad. I hate this.
Yikes.
I drive the head of the robot. Everyone knows this. Get back to the arm where you belong.
Alex is coming to Canada now. Carbonated milk. All you had to do this entire time was tell me you had glow-in-the-dark dinosaur money.
Yeah.
There. I'm freaking there. That is so worth being an expat for.
Oh, that's.
You could have just told him you had dino nuggets at home and he would be there. Like, it wouldn't even.
Well, we recently learned that Alex doesn't like pizza bagels.
Yeah, bagel bites. Sorry, not good. Not good at
Come
all.
on.
But pizza's always more fun when it's on a bagel. Have you
Yes.
seen the commercials?
You know what I do? You know what I could like really go for always though is Lunchables pizzas. And I don't know why I'm all about one and not anything about the other. But
The pizza that I miss the most is our like middle school cafeteria pizza. It was square. You never got enough of it, and it was 90% uncooked dough.
Oh
But
shit!
Boy, do I think about how good that pizza is sometimes.
I think is that like Elio's? Do you guys know that?
Elio's, yeah.
Yeah, Elio's.
No, I don't know that.
I know.
my elementary school had pizza pockets that were like long, and they definitely like, well, maybe they put them in the oven, but they were like, they came in like this like hot plastic wrap that you like take out. It's like this long pizza roll, and they were flaming hot inside, like not spicy. They were just like a million
Molten
degrees.
lava.
Yeah, I think we had those. They were basically like pizza breadsticks essentially, and there was such little sauce in there. It was mostly just bread.
My middle school, what they did, and to be fair, this was the best meal at that middle school too. It was so good. I was all about it. It was literally just a hot dog bun that they put marinara sauce and cheese and pepperoni on and made them into pepperoni rolls.
We had that too, I think we had that.
It was like, it probably cost them like 50 cents a roll to make.
That's
like
something
good.
That's like a meal that a single mom makes when like her paycheck gets delayed for a week, and she's like, "What do we got in the shelf? All right, hot dogs, but no hot dogs." I love it.
Today we got lunch delivered today, and I saw the guy walk up, deliver our stuff, and my dad got a calzone, and I'm upstairs like doing work, and I hear like someone yelling downstairs, and then the door slams. I'm like, did the delivery guy mess up our order, or like what happened? And I come downstairs, my dad's like, and I'm like, what happened? He's like, there was a squirrel trying to steal my calzone. And this squirrel had cut a decent sized hole in the box.
Oh my God.
Probably
Did it get to it?
gotten in there.
Did it get to it?
No.
Wow,
Can
that's
you
a
imagine
lucky calzone.
if that squirrel would have gotten that calzone? That would have been the biggest score of that rat's life.
Yeah.
It would have been a legend. Other squirrels would have revered that squirrel as a god.
Yeah, it's like you guys have your
by that squirrel.
You guys have your dumpster pizza. I got a calzone. They're like, what?
Guess what? I didn't even find it in the trash. It was delivered.
I didn't even tip.
Let's move on to our next game. We're gonna play a game called Advice Panel. So this is a game that you guys should be familiar with. If any of you have questions that are really, really burning at you, things that you really need help with in your own life, our esteemed panelists are going to be answering those questions for you. So you'll see the way it goes. The first person will always give good advice, followed by some pretty bad advice, followed by probably the worst advice to give on that subject, followed by advice. And that is what the way it works. So as soon as you start to spam some of your needing questions for your life, then we can go ahead and start to answer those. And I want everyone to take notes because there's some good advice for all of us in there, I'm sure.
I just realized I typed insert your hero question instead of
It's don't dead open inside.
Your here question.
This is a good one. Toonwit, I know this is a problem Toonwit's been having a lot recently. How do you deal with the mice in your house? Max.
This is a really great question. There are some high-cost options. There are some low-cost options. If you're also looking for some compatibility, you could actually get a cat. Cats are natural-born hunters. They will come into your home. They'll provide companionship for you, and they'll also hunt your mice. And you should have a friend along with it.
Perfect.
I find the best way to deal with mice is blackjack style. They don't do poker. They're blackjack fiends.
Yeah, look, with a mouse, you sort of just gotta be really firm. So the best way to do that, I would suggest watching a lot of Tom and Jerry, get really deep into the lore to understand what to do, and then follow suit. TNT usually is the best thing that I see them using there. It normally never blows up in your face, both figuratively and physically. So yeah, just go to town. Make sure you just paint your house with invincibility paint, and you should all be good.
It's actually really simple if you just tie it around the tree or a log or post or whatever you're tying it around. So you go around once, then you go around a second time, and that second time you cross over it to make an X, and then the third time you thread that end through, but like underneath the X and through the cross. You tie both ends tight, and that rope isn't going anywhere. You've got yourself a nice clove hitch.
Wow, thank you so much for that. We have another question here. One person has woken up and they found that their hair is now inside out. How should they go about fixing this? Alex.
I believe that the way that you can fix this is, you can sort of just either accept it and make a new look, it's especially now when we're not really going out too much, it's totally okay to have a bad hair day. Or, you could just sort of take it to your hairstylist if that place is available to you and ask them what they think they should do. They are trained professionals and they're usually pretty good at giving advice for what they think the looks would work well for your sort of framing.
Shave your head. Easy question. I don't care if it's not your style, just shave it. That's it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I gotta agree with my previous host here, but I think shaving your head is boring. It's too normalized now. What you gotta do is you gotta go for the Ghost Rider look and douse your hair in gasoline and then light it on fire. Chicks dig it.
I don't think I'm ever gonna fully accept that I have a gambling problem, but if you just sort of go all in, that almost always works. So I don't know.
Well said indeed. Let's take another question for our people here. How can I start to wake up with no alarm? Don't want to use the alarm clock. What do you got for us, Dan?
Wake up with no alarm. Sorry, I'm bad at typing and talking something else at the same time. But I would just say, honestly, if you start to wean yourself off of waking up with the alarm, it'll help a lot. Getting more natural light into the room also helps to sort of make the sun your own alarm. You could get a rooster, but that'd be ridiculous. The other thing that I think has honestly helped me is if you sort of make a routine of being excited to do something in the morning. Like something that I like to do every morning is go downstairs and make coffee and then just like have it made. So if you have something excited to do in the morning, you'll actually want to get out of bed instead of staying in bed and scrolling on your phone and whatnot.
Makes sense.
I think similar to what my colleagues said, they were in the right direction. You do want to have some kind of excitement in the morning. Like you said, just wean yourself off in the morning. If you do that every morning, it'll be a good start to the day and you can sort of get going from there.
Perfect.
I view sleep as a weakness. If you never sleep, then you don't have to worry about waking up in the morning. Some things to fill your nights is joining fight clubs, joining gambling rings, just patrolling the streets and looking for just generally bad things to do. It'll keep you up all night, and then you'll never have to wake up late.
Makes sense to me.
So, personally, I prefer how they did it in the French Revolution, if you know how I mean.
Alrighty, thank you for that, and we'll move on to our last question for today. What should I do about the neighbor that's always revving their engine at 3 a.m.? Noisy neighbor. How do I solve this problem?
Well, first I would say go try to talk to them, see if they are doing it purposely, if they can stop it, if they're willing to stop it, and if not, file a noise complaint with your town.
You know how you got taught in the schools that 2 negatives make a positive? So if you start to make really loud noise, actually the noise waves actually cancel each other out. So you'll be able to go to sleep with no noise happening. So just play something really loud and then you can go to sleep and it'll cancel it out.
Makes sense.
Now look, you let it keep happening, right? But what you do is you start leaving threatening notes for your neighbor, completely unrelated to the revving of the engine. You don't have to threaten them about that. Just be like, I have your mother send money, or if you, or just I'm going to get you or something, and they will be so worried about these notes that they will lose a bunch of sleep and then be too tired to go out and rev their engine at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this question, and the thing, so you use the word neighbor, and once you realize that you have a self that is separate from all other things, you're implying with the word neighbor that these people are adjacent to you, but separate from you. And I think that you really need to deconstruct that kind of thought about the fact that if they are outside of you but adjacent to you, what does that really mean for how you view yourself as a human being?
Wow, deep thoughts, deep thoughts. Well, I certainly hope that advice was helpful for everyone at home. Thank you for attending today's panel. There are brownies in the back. Please sign the guest book. Thank you all for being here.
Fancy.
So good.
Oh, now I want a brownie.
I know, I also want a brownie. That sounds delightful.
We all want
Jazz
brownies.
also wants a brownie.
Thanks to Jasmine. Everybody wants
I know.
brownies.
Wow.
All-
Oh, shit.
I messed up. Oh no.
Who did this to us?
I know, I've ruined the whole stream. We're just gonna be thinking about brownies for the rest of the stream.
They're starting to riot, Dom. Like,
But you know who doesn't want you to eat brownies? The Tooth Fairy.
Wait, does she? Because then your teeth will fall out.
she
and then
wants
gets-
more teeth. She's against the dentist. There's a war between
Doesn't want
dentists
those
and the
teeth,
tooth
yeah.
fairy.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, how else
The
is she
Tooth
gonna
Fairy-
build her castle without teeth?
Oh,
The Tooth Fairy is very anti-healthcare.
Yeah,
Mr. Jazz, don't do this to me.
Solo down.
Dumb. Think
Start
about
singing.
about it this way: you're either giving your money to the dentistry or the health system, or you're giving it to the tooth fairy. So just follow.
All right. Well, now I have to sing a song about
All right,
being wrong.
do it.
Heavy is the head, but where's the crownie? That's what I said when I talk about brownie. I made a mistake thinking it was fun. Now we don't have any, and brownies are a none.
Hey.
Brownies are run. Dan, what is that background?
We just did a rhyming game. You think I'd be able to come up with better rhymes? But that's okay. We got through it. That's all that matters.
Carb was mentioning vegan brownies, and I do have to say, honestly, they are good. And I know that this is some vegan shit, but you can use a lot of different stuff. I'm always on the defensive whenever I bring up anything vegan.
I have a
We don't
vegan
hate
story.
vegan food.
Go
ahead,
I have
man.
a vegan story.
Tell your vegan story.
It's not that much of a story, but we got a bunch of free Trader Joe's vegan mac and cheese bowls, and it tastes like garbage.
Yeah.
I was like, yikes.
That's because you're not supposed to eat the bowls, Dan. You're supposed to
I know,
eat the
I'm
mac
like,
and
this tastes too plasticky. This is supposed to be a
When-
damn soup bowl. I thought I was at Panera Bread. Turns out it was Trader Joe's.
Turns out I was eating Trader Joe.
Oh no.
Wow.
The Trader Joe is people.
Youngster Jazz personally offered to make you vegan mac and cheese, Dan.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying that vegan mac and cheese can't be good. I'm just saying this vegan mac and cheese from Trader Joe was garbage.
I'm
I don't know
sorry.
if it's like to prove thing. I think it's like they just want to do it.
What is an avocado brownie?
Yeah, I was about to.
What?
Okay. I know this. Okay, so avocados have a lot of fat in them, right? So
Sure.
basically what happens is when you mix the avocado, you basically use the avocado as the base oil for the brownie. So they're very thick, they're very chewy, they have a lot of fat in them, and they're very tasty, and you don't taste. That's the thing. Avocado doesn't have like a super strong flavor. So when you put like brownie or like chocolate powder on avocado, it just takes up the flavor of chocolate. Like you can actually make fudge really easily by just adding avocado and chocolate powder and sugar.
I'm not gonna lie, you sold me on it. I was weary there at the beginning, but you made me.
I'd try it.
You were confident in it, so I'll be confident in you.
That makes sense to me.
Max, you should do a vegan cooking show for us sometime.
And can we be all the taste testers that you're trying to convert?
Yeah, you have
Email
to.
it to us.
We're gonna go ahead and jump into another game after that delightful insight into the world of avocados. This next game we're gonna play is Job Interview. So we're gonna have Alex go bye-bye.
Bye, Alex.
Bye, Alex.
Before I leave, is my mic okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Mic
Yeah,
okay?
you're all right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right,
I have to-
okay,
I have to
bye-bye.
do some rearranging. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop.
So with Alex gone now,
Alex is gone.
we are going to need 3 things for Alex's job interview. The first thing we're going to need is a job title, and this can be a made-up position. It doesn't have to be a real thing that exists in the real world. The second thing is we're going to need a company. So this is a real thing in the real world. Any company. Alex can be doing any job at any company. That's a great suggestion. We're going to go with tree whisperer. So Alex is going to be a tree whisperer.
Okay.
And we're going to need a company. So this is a real company. Who out there needs tree whisperers? Maybe Subway. Maybe they need tree whisperers. Or H&R Block. You know, whatever company you're feeling, go wild. And then finally, the third thing we're eventually going to need is what Alex is going to get paid in. He's not going to get paid in money or currency. He's going to get paid in something unique and strange. Yes, I agree. NASA does need more tree whisperers.
Oh, God.
So Alex is going to hopefully get hired as a tree whisperer for NASA. But what are we going to pay Alex in? This is the tricky part. Let's see. This can be something that's pretty. He gets paid bark. I don't think a tree whisperer would need to get paid bark. I feel like they get all the bark they need. But it's a good idea. Good idea.
Trader Joe's.
I like multivitamins. They're gonna get paid. Alex's character is gonna get paid in multivitamins. So just to review, Alex is going for a job interview today. Very lucky, especially in this economy. They are going for the position of tree whisperer for NASA, and they hope to one day get paid in tons of multivitamins. So this is a guessing game. Let's see if he gets it.
All right. Thank you so much for coming to the interview. It's really excited to get someone with your experience in for this position.
Thanks. Yeah, I read up on the job description, and I mean, it just jumped out as a perfect fit.
That's great. That's fantastic. So good to hear. Okay, so first off, just for this position, of course you've read the position description. What's something that first jumped off the page at you?
Well, I thought it was really interesting that, you give me so much initiative. It really feels like it's a hands-off job where I can sort of take my own agency and really craft something that I would be proud of.
Oh.
Right. Of course you mean hands-off in a figurative way. This job is extremely hands-on.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
And
No, I mean, these babies are ready to work.
I just want to also make sure that you're not crafting anything out of the persons and things that you're going to be interacting with, because that's very unethical per the job.
No, of course not. I don't mean literally crafting things. I meant crafting things like relationships and camaraderie and things like that really bolster my position and good standing with the people and animals that I'll be interacting with.
You speak very figuratively for a job interview.
Yeah, well, I think it's important for you to sort of get my mindset more than just my my physical appearance. I mean,
Right.
I could just sit here and show you my hands and say,
Right.
look, these things have milked cows for 4 years and they're ready to do work.
Yeah.
But I think
interesting.
Let's
it's good to show you the person behind.
Let's get to the we have questions that we wrote out, the two of us, just stuff we wanted to get around. So regarding the position specifically, this question usually has people very stumped. So I just want to let you know that you shouldn't be stumped here.
Okay.
So it's pretty much what made you sort of pick for this position, and more specifically this branch?
Well, I could say I've always loved the outdoors, and I think that it would be great to to be like a lumberjack or something like that. But wait, let me finish my thought. I think it would be great to be a lumberjack. That would be interesting experience. But then after some self-reflection, I realized that it's more important to be very conscientious of the environment. And I could use those lumberjacking skills for good instead of hurt.
Okay, interesting. Right. Certainly one of which is just an extreme knowledge of the outdoors. And our next question is, what made you leave the last position that you worked at?
Well, I felt like it was a good place to work, but it didn't feel personal enough. I wanted to go somewhere that I could really just grab hold of the job, just like really just go all in on my job. Like, I would love to be a tree hugger. I think
that's definitely good. Exactly. But we're looking for somebody with a little bit more of a communication. Communication. We don't want anyone to come on too strong. All right, someone with a little bit of a softer touch in terms of communication.
Of course. Look, that's key, right? It's all about the gentleness. So like, tree hugging is great, but it's almost a practice of the past. And I feel like I could really bring something to the tree cuddling field that just hasn't been seen before.
Right. Well, let's just we do have another position or another question for you. For our company specifically, we hold ourselves to a very high regard, extremely high. Like extraordinarily high. Yeah. What makes you interested in working for our company?
Well, it's just, you're the stuff of legends, It's amazing that I would have such an opportunity to be, I will admit, it took a long time to get here. It was very difficult to get here, but the climb was well worth it. I just thought that, being up here was something that you can't pass up that opportunity. It almost makes you feel like I'm half God myself.
Yeah, and just for legal reasons, we do have to ask, you haven't been hired by Elon Musk in the past 3 years, have you?
No,
okay, good.
I believe that Elon Musk's view on automated vehicles is basically, it's just unethical to those robots, and I can't get behind that company.
Right. And this is we kind of pride ourselves on being people who have their heads in the clouds a little bit. Do you kind of align yourself as a person with that quality?
Yeah, I think so. I think I see myself as a dreamer. I see myself as someone who's ready to really go above and beyond, so to speak. And I think that what better beyond than the great beyond. So that's where I would really love to.
Yeah, I could hear you say that like 11 or 13 times, and that would just be great. But look, enough about the company. Let's talk about the brass tacks here. So, the taxpayer money isn't really working out with all the budget cuts and everything. So, we didn't necessarily want to go for an ordinary monetary value. We sort of just wanted to make sure that everyone sort of gets the stuff that they need, And
of course, the HR department has cleared all of this with you already, right? They've gone over the payments, so but we really want to make sure that we give our employees a well-rounded compensation.
Yeah, and I know you might have concerns about just peeing it out, but don't worry about that. I don't know if that's really science. I feel like you keep most of it inside, but
This is not a singular payment. The way that we pay you is not singular at all. It's the opposite of that. It's really, like I said, comprehensive, and it will give you everything you need. We're sure of it.
Do you have any questions about the payment?
Yeah, well, I was wondering, what with it being more of an unconventional payment, it definitely seems enticing, but exactly how am I going to be able to buy groceries if I'm, using kidney stones?
No, yeah. No, we wish we could give out kidney stones. That'd be a lot of fun. But look, your form of payment should make it, assuming that the field gets pushed far enough and that, they don't get stuck up with all the gummy stuff that's just holding them back. You should not need a meal because your payment's going to give you everything that a meal would need to give you,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when people first hear about the payment that we give them, at first it's a little bit tough to swallow, but I think that what you'll find is that it just becomes a part of your life, and you'll figure out how to live around it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will admit, it seems really interesting that payment would be a giant pill, and that is a tough pill to swallow. But I think that it's one that I could be interested in seeing how I would get by with that.
All right. Well, it looks like we're gonna hire you. We're just gonna say it right now. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Great.
So here's the form that you have to fill out. If you could just fill out all of your position, company, and payment, and just say it out loud, just because I think it's cathartic.
Right. Yeah. Sure. So my position would be a tree petter, and I would be working for the company of Mount Olympus, or maybe heaven. And I think it would be really great to be paid with jawbreakers.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can get that stuff to negotiate and see if we can somehow become heaven. But either way, you're hired. Welcome to the team.
We'll worry about the specifics later.
Yeah, that's all jargon.
Great, thanks. I'm looking forward to starting.
Scene.
Oh
my
man.
What?
0.5 out of 3.
Oh man.
Oh,
what was any of that?
Alex, you had all of them. One question I do have is Dan, he had Tree Hugger. Why did you make him guess again?
It was Tree Hugger?
No, it was Tree Whisperer.
Tree Whisperer.
Oh, fuck. I forgot.
That's why when you were Max was it really involves your hands, and I was like, does?
Yeah, you're going really.
I was okay, then it's something physical.
Yeah, and I'm like, no. We just need softer communication.
I'm sorry. I was fighting against you, Dick. I fucked up.
You hear that, chat? I was going in two completely opposite directions.
I mean, they are pretty close. But
sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But the company was NASA, which I thought you had. But
yeah, I thought you had it too.
What was the 11 or 13 reference?
The Apollo mission.
Apollo missions? Is that what it was supposed to be? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a good
I thought
reference.
you already had it because you said the Great Beyond, and I thought
I was thinking that. But I couldn't decide. I was torn between Mount Olympus and NASA, and I decided to go with Mount Olympus.
Oh no. And then the payment was multivitamins.
Multivitamins.
You were close with one big pill.
You guys were saying it was some giant thing to swallow.
That was Max. That was all Max.
I said it was
round.
tough to swallow.
Why was it round? Why didn't you drop a Flintstones reference or something?
I said gummies.
Why didn't you say my payment would have been one a day? Come on.
It's a multivitamin.
I can't carry this team. Okay.
Okay. I love how at the end of a two-person guessing game, the two people just start going after each other.
Oh,
man. Okay, well, I tried.
We'll keep workshopping it. We're gonna get it one of these days, Jack.
Cat, you make up your minds on who was actually at fault for me.
All I know is that it wasn't me. It wasn't
I'm
me.
gonna pull up. Who's at
we
fault
can
here?
all blame Steve. I think if we really think about it, it's Steve's fault, really.
Yeah, if you look
Steve
into
was
it hard
distracting me the whole time.
Your disappearing act doesn't work.
Who gave you an invisible cloak?
It's actually an invisible towel. I got it at Five Below.
enough. Alex is gonna disappear for 1 second, but hold on.
Oh, bye.
Alex. Good riddance, am I
There you
right?
go. He's back.
Oh my god, guys. I saw what happens after you die.
What is it?
Somebody
You work
silence
at
him.
NASA.
Beyond.
Oh, that's that low-hanging orbital fruit.
I just want to see what this new merch that we have going on.
Oh yes, Steve, you make some merch for us?
No.
Wait. Okay, we'll look at this merch, but I immediately now want to make merch that is low Earth orbital fruit.
God damn it! All
Only
right.
you can start a forest
Oh
fire.
my God.
All right, let's keep the hype going. I'm having a great time. And also, Steve and I want to play a game. So we're gonna play Gossip Line, which might be one of my favorite games we play on this.
It is.
God,
It is.
give me a minute to get ready for it.
It is.
So stressful. It's so
It's
stressful.
Alex,
It is
why don't
pretty
you go
stressful.
ahead and introduce the game so we can all go on mute.
All right.
All right, hey everybody, this game's called Gossip Line. So the way this one works is pretty simple. It's kind of like the game Telephone that you might have played as a kid. Essentially, I'm going to tell Dan a story, a crazy, ridiculous story that really happened to me, or is more likely made up totally on the spot right then
It's
and
all
there.
made up.
It's all completely made up. Dan is going to have to remember as much of that story as he possibly can, because then I'm going to go away and Dom is going to come out, right? It's Dom now. Yeah,
Yes.
Dom is after Dan. Dom is going to come out and Dan is going to relay that entire story to the best of his ability to Dom. The thing is, I get two minutes to tell my story, and Dan only gets
1 minute.
45 seconds.
1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute. Dan gets 1 minute. And then Dom gets 45 seconds to tell it to Steve. And
Max.
Steve gets 30 seconds to tell it to Max. Wait.
It's Max. Dom
Max,
tells
then
it to
Steve.
Max. for
Okay,
30
I don't
seconds.
I don't
No, it's
necessarily
fine.
remember
In
the
45
order,
seconds,
but
it
that's
gets
how the
shorter
game
and
works.
shorter, all right, to tell the same story.
It gets
You get the
shorter and
gist, all
shorter.
right? So we need a suggestion for just to inspire Alex to come up with something. So just any word, any person, any place.
Yeah, any word or phrase or anything that comes to mind
This
that
is-
will give me
this is the
inspiration
loosest-
for this story.
This is the loosest requirement for a suggestion you're gonna get all night. So, airport, shooting star, secret agency,
How about you pick one, Dan?
Mesopotamia. God, I want it to be something I'll be able to remember. Secret base, Universal. Oh, these are all good. Oh man. Okay, Karen. We're gonna go with Mr. Potato because I think that's a fun one.
Mr. Potato?
Mr. Potato. So take that however you will. And thanks, Karen, for the suggestion. And let's start the gossip line.
Oh, thanks for the raid, John.
Hey!
Dan, you
Yeah.
are not going to believe this.
Yeah.
Look, okay, I got this story for you, all right? You
Uh-huh.
ready? All right, buckle up, because here it goes.
Okay.
So, I went out of my house and I was driving down the street, okay?
Yeah.
And as I was going down the street, it was Spruce Street. Remember Spruce
Yeah.
Street? That's going to come up later. So I went down Spruce Street and I take a right. I take a right onto North Lane, okay?
Yeah.
So as I'm going down North Lane, I look out the window and what do I see? Well, I see the cemetery that I always drive past. You know, the big one on North Lane. It's got like the big caskets and like the mausoleum that
Yeah.
has like the angel. And for some reason, there's like a statue of David Bowie in the middle of that cemetery. Okay, anyways, as I was driving past, I get past the cemetery and then I look on the side of the street and I see a potato. Just a normal ass potato, like the food kind, all right?
Yeah.
And it's got shoes on, Like it's sitting in a pair of shoes and gloves and a hat. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on with this potato? Why is it wearing clothes? So I, of course, pull over and get out of the car and I go to talk to the potato. I don't know why I decided to talk to the potato, but I was like, maybe it can talk. So I go up to the potato and I'm like, okay, and this is important. I go, hey, have you heard the news about orange juice? Okay, because at the time there was this story going on about orange juice where it was healing people of their like lupus conditions. Okay. So I ask it, have you heard about orange juice? And the potato looks at me and it goes, what? No, I'm on a cranberry juice cleanse, okay? And I'm like that's like from 2013. What are you doing? So anyways, the potato is like, look, man, I'm just hitchhiking. I'm trying to get a ride. Can you take me to the nearest YMCA? And I'm like, okay, Mr. Potato, I'll go take you to the YMCA. So we both hop in the car. The potato actually gets in the seat behind my driver's side, not in the passenger seat, even though I offered it to it.
Okay.
But anyway, so it gets behind me and I turn around and I have to drive back down. Yep, you remember? Spruce Street. I have to drive down Spruce Street to get to the YMCA. So there I go, and I'm going to the YMCA, and I look at the YMCA, and something's weird about it. You want to know what it was?
What?
All of the letters were backwards.
What?
So it was actually ACMY, and I was like, what is going on with this place? It's so weird.
Oh my God, hold on. The second you bring up a YMCA being fucked up, I need to tell Dom about it immediately. So I'm going to call him.
Go tell Dom. I'm going
to call him. I'm going to call him right now. Okay, all right, thanks for the story.
All right.
Hey, Dom, you there?
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Okay, Alex just told me the craziest story, all right?
Oh,
and
I'm sure he did.
It ends the best way you love all your stories to end.
I can only imagine.
Okay, and I definitely know all of it. So here we go. All right, so Alex is leaving his house and he's driving down Spruce Street. Remember Spruce Street, it's important. And then he turns onto North Street, right? He's going up North Street and he looks out the window and he sees the famous cemetery that's on North Street. The one that has like the big caskets and like the angel thing, and for some reason in the middle of it, it has a David Bowie statue. But for whatever reason, he keeps driving and he looks out the window and he sees just a regular potato on the ground, like an eating potato. And he goes over it and he asks, hey, do you have any orange juice? And because, you know, at the time of this story, this happened a while ago, at the time of the story, people were saying that oranges cured lupus. And the potato is like, no, I'm on a cranberry cleanse, I can't. But can you drive me down the street to the YMCA? And he's like, okay. So get back in his car and they drive down, Spruce Street again. They get to the YMCA, but the letters are backwards, all right? So it's ACMY, right?
Yep, that sounds great. Oh man, that sounds like something that needs to be recorded. I need to tell this to my good friend Max, who is just so good at writing things down and remembering.
He'll love it.
Them.
Yeah. All right,
Oh,
I'll talk to you later, Tom.
Thanks. Yo, Max, you good?
Hello, how many avocado brownies would you like to buy?
No, Max, it's Dom. I got a story for you.
Oh, hey, Dom.
Hot
how's it going?
scoop. All right.
Yeah,
Listen to this. So I just heard from Dan, who heard from Alex, that Alex was leaving his house, right? He was going down Spruce Street. Now pay attention, because this is going to come back later, Spruce Street. So then he goes a block up North Street, right? And he passes by that cemetery, the cemetery that has the weird angel statue. And but next to the cemetery, there's a potato on the ground. And he's like, yo, you got any orange juice? Because back in the day, orange juice cured lupus. He's like, no, I'm on a cranberry cleanse. So then the two of them roll up to what street? Spruce Street. And on Spruce Street, they start going to the YMCA, but it's not the YMCA, it's backwards, right? So it's YMCA backwards as it is, and that's how it goes, dude. Can you believe it?
Oh, that story is crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's super crazy. I loved it.
Sure it happened just like that?
Word for word,
okay.
Verbatim.
Fantastic. I wanted to make sure because I'm going to tell Steve in exactly those words.
Please do. Make sure it's exactly what I said.
All right, I will. All right, see you, dude. Yeah, hey, Steve, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, hey, sorry, I'm not selling you any avocado brownies this time. I got a story that you're going to want to...
You better not be selling me any avocado brownies.
Okay, well, do you have a second? You have to hear this story out.
Fine.
Okay, so I heard from Dom, and he heard from Dan, and he heard that Alex was just hanging out in his house, and then he decides to go for a drive, and he's driving down Spruce Street. Remember, it's Spruce Street, and he goes driving, and he goes 1 block south and 1 block west, and then he gets to a cemetery, and in the cemetery, there's a potato on the ground, and then he sees the potato and asks, "Hey, potato, what's up?" And the potato's like, "Hey, you got any oranges?" Because oranges used to solve scurvy, and then he picked up the potato, and he drove to the YMCA, but it's backwards, so it's ACMY.
What?
You heard me.
Wow.
Don't waste my time. I got a booming avocado brownie business.
Oh my God. Yeah. No. I gotta go call Alex about this.
Yeah. I had to tell you about it.
All right.
All right.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Boop 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 boop. Boop boop. Alex, hello. Ring ring.
Hey, hello. Hey, what's
Hi.
up, Steve?
Sorry, the reception on this thing isn't great.
That's okay,
Anyway,
man.
I heard a crazy story and I just wanted to confirm with you.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay, so I heard that you were driving down the street and you made a left turn at a graveyard and there was an orange that causes scurvy, and then you had to get a potato and then go back to the YMCA, but it was the backwards YMCA, the AMCY, and dance.
Wow. Well, I mean, you're not wrong on some of those details. Yeah, it turns out I was just looking at the sign backwards, so it was actually YMCA the whole time.
Ah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, is that all you had to say?
Yeah, that's all I had to say. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dom, you ditched so many details.
Did I?
You raced to the end, and then you had like 10 seconds to just say the YMCA was backwards, which is the last
couldn't
5
even do
seconds
it.
of the story.
Couldn't even do it.
I mean, Dan, you cut out details too. Well, to be fair, there were a lot of details.
He said so much, guys.
I told Alex before we started, I was like, you know what? Just talk fast. Just put as much detail in there as possible. We're gonna get it. Well, I was wrong.
Oh my
What
God.
was your favorite part, chat, of that whole story?
I love
I
how
get-
oranges cure lupus, which then turns scurvy.
Orange juice. Orange
Oh yeah,
juice.
orange juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said scurvy.
He said scurvy. Also, Max, you added a ton of directions I didn't give you because I said a block north, and you were like, "Yes, you go west, and you take a block south."
I was just, I get one sentence in, and then I immediately switch to panic mode.
Yeah,
That's how 30
it's a good
seconds
mode to
goes.
be in.
Hold on, let me get this all
I liked when
together.
Dom couldn't figure out what YMCA backwards.
That was the best part.
Yeah. great.
Here's like a pro tip. YMCA backwards is Acme.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
That's a great fact I will never commit to my mind. So thank you for it.
You'll never need it. You'll never need it.
Not. Also,
But you'll remember it.
I typed in Zen, and then I realized, wait a minute, I can just say hi to Zen in person. Hey Zen, how's it going?
Oh man.
You millennials and your
You've been-
Twitch streams.
You've been lurking too much in other people's chats.
Zen, I
Oh,
hope
speaking of
the
which-
thing I sent you earlier worked.
Okay.
Zen and I are
Um,
working on a secret project.
Speaking of lurking in other people's chats, Alex and Dom was on someone's stream yesterday, right?
Oh,
Is it just
yeah.
yesterday?
That's
So
right.
much fun.
Yesterday.
It was Gamer Queer 808. Is that it?
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, you guys were playing Uno, and I did not think that Uno was going to be that intense, but it was very intense.
Well, Alex became the villain of that stream quicker than he became the villain of our stream, so it was impressive.
Are you guys gonna be invited back, or like villain that you're never returning?
No, I think we're talking about going back in the future. We were actually even talking about maybe doing Clue or something that's a little bit more mechanically rich. But
Yeah, it was fun. We had some real fun, really intense Uno matches. I won like 2 or 3 in a row, which is what made me the villain all of a sudden. That and my robot voice kicked in again from my terrible internet connection.
No.
So it just compounded into me being like the ultimate antagonist. And then everyone, rather than playing Uno to win, were just playing Uno to make me lose.
So we were playing with some pretty like vanilla rule sets, and then all of a sudden our host Whitney was like, what if we just play with all the optional rules, and also we're playing with a rabbits themed deck, so that there's bomb cards, and also we're gonna be on teams, so it'll be 2v2. So it was anarchy at the least to say, but it was very, very fun.
There was this play where Alex had 2 cards left. One of them was a swap card, so he swaps hands with Dom. So in 2 moves later, Dom puts the last out of the 2, the second out of the 2 down, and they win the game.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was a really good play.
Zen asks if any of us have played Total War Warhammer.
No.
No.
The only
get the hell out of here,
Warhammer
Zen.
game. The only Warhammer video game that I've ever like seen or know anything about is Warhammer Vermintide, and I'm honestly not even sure if that's related at all.
So there's 2 kinds of Warhammers. There's Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K, which is sci-fi.
Right.
Hey, JG
41st
Jet
millennium.
10. Thanks for the
Thanks for the
follow.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Vermintide is just one of the better games that they've released.
Is that
Right,
different
and it's
than
in
Warhammer 4K?
40K? Yeah, that's the space one.
But Vermintide is 4K.
Didn't get as many.
I got
the
it.
resolution.
I like it.
Bye JG
See ya.
Jetsworth. 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Glad you could be here. Awesome. Yeah. How's everyone in Chatland doing? Anything interesting happening to anyone in your individual worlds?
What's the name of the land in Wizard of Oz?
Oz.
Damn it. I was
He's the Wizard of Oz. They just refer to him as.
What?
No, I wanted Kansas. That was the answer I was looking for.
No. You're thinking of Kansas.
I was like,
Damn.
for some reason, my mind was like, yeah, isn't that town like sort of like similarly named to Chatland? And it's not. It's just Oz.
I don't even know what you're trying to explain.
Me neither.
That you didn't know.
Talking about right now.
Me neither. I'm having a stroke.
I saw 4 bears today, but it's normal because I'm Canadian, eh?
Hey.
Were they Berenstein Bears or Berenstein Bears?
Oh my.
Did any of them try to steal your calzones?
And if my Tiger King bit was like here, that Kansas bit was like here.
It's a little lower. You don't have to be that nice. The most interesting
poison
thing
ivy.
happened to me, a poison ivy rash on my forearm from clearing out some of the garden last weekend. I mean,
Ooh, that
that's
sounds
rough.
brutal. I'm sorry that you're not one of the genetically superior humans who's just immune to poison ivy.
It was a rough.
Is that a thing?
Well,
Yeah.
it's actually not an immunity. It's just that very few people aren't allergic to poison ivy because the rash that you get from poison ivy is an allergic reaction.
Kind of like
So isn't it though that their bodies are technically deficient because their body doesn't recognize it as being like
Exactly.
a rash?
So their
Yeah.
body doesn't know that it should be produced or it should go into anaphylaxis to react to something like that. Although, granted, poison ivy is not deadly. Like it's one of those things that like your body reacts to like that when it doesn't necessarily need to or should. Kind of like people that are allergic to peanuts. Like peanuts can't kill you. Whether you're allergic to peanuts or not, peanuts don't kill you. It's the reaction that your body has that kills you.
Right.
So it depends on your definition of deficient or superior. I guess.
It's kind of like how people with really strong immune systems will have like really drastic like reactions to cold. So if you get like incredibly sick, then that means that you have like a really strong immune system.
I don't
right?
like that. If I have a
Welcome
strong
to
immune
our-
system, I don't want to get sick. Come on.
That just reminds me of I watched a YouTube video of like the worst X-Men. And I don't know if I've talked about it, but there's one X-Men whose only power is that when he explodes, he's a nuclear bomb. So he's just a normal dude otherwise. But they like keep bringing him on missions, and he's like, "Now!" And they're like, "No! Stop! Abort!" And he's like, "One of these days," right? They're like, "Stop!"
Oh my God, carbonated milk just said new stream idea. Let's see who's allergic to poison ivy.
Oh, good.
And that just reminded me of I forget exactly what they were testing, but MythBusters did an episode on poison ivy, and like almost everyone there wasn't allergic to poison ivy.
Oh,
they had to
really?
get like somebody from the crew to like come
Wow.
in and participate for the test. Because
Crazy.
like it was
Unlikely.
the 3 people who weren't Adam or Jamie who were testing it.
Oh yeah.
Then they went to Adam and Jamie. They're like,
Grant Torian.
"These guys don't. These guys don't do it." And then they were just like going around set trying to find somebody who would get a rash.
What are the chances?
Very low.
What happens if
Let's
the
move on.
Mythbusters run up to you and they're like, "You're gonna get a rash"? Like, you're like, "Whoa."
I would take it. I would be like, yeah,
I'd
give
be
it to
like,
me.
yes, please.
Yes, please. God,
For science.
My God, please.
Speaking of which, why don't we move on to our next game, Moral Dilemma.
Oh.
So similar to Advice Panel, we're going to be needing things that you might have questions on. These are difficult things in your life. You're not sure how to act next. Maybe you got a text from an ex and don't know if you should reply. Maybe you're thinking about committing a crime and don't know if it's the right choice. Those are the kind of questions we're looking for. And we're going to have our good human, Dan, peak of
The
normal type, try and debate what he should do moving forward with these tough questions. So go ahead and start putting those in chat now.
You man, master of the normal verse.
Huh.
I have some power.
We're already getting some few questions rolling in here, so we can go ahead and get started,
Yep.
man.
All right, here we go. Oh, angel, oh, devil, I come to you in my hour of need, because there's just so many questions I have burning or lighting in my life that I just need a lot of questions. So my one acquaintance, because you know how it's really hard for me to make friends, I'm trying to make the step from acquaintance to friend, but I found out that they're an arsonist, and I just don't know if I should continue to be friends with them if they're an arsonist. What should I do?
Well, look, I think the right thing to do here is to really report them to the authorities. Look, I know that media says that, snitches get snitches and that it's bad to be, a snitch, but like, they committed a crime. And I think ultimately that's not someone that you want to be friends with, or they might burn you.
Yeah. What do you think, Devil?
I think that you should be friends with this person. That way, once they develop a reputation for crime, you can do crime and blame it on them.
Oh, don't do crime. Don't do crime. It's not good.
Crime.
Don't do crime.
Man, you guys are so on opposite sides. This is so hard. Look,
if you turn to a life of crime, that's all you'll ever know. You'll constantly be on the run, and the only thing you'll be able to do to try to get out of it is to do more crime, but you'll just be digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. So do the right thing and don't do crime.
Do the right thing and don't be a loser. Do some crime. Just a little bit of crime.
Man, you said my triggering word, the loser word. That's what everyone calls me because I have no friends. I think I'm gonna get more friends doing crime, or at least I'll be in jail and there'll be people that have to be around me. Devil, you win this round. Okay. Look, I also have another burning question. Let me just look into the recesses of my mind. Look, I was thinking of inviting all my new friends over, and they're all doing this fun stuff where they have fun little pranks they play on each other. So I thought a fun prank to do was to bake those ghost peppers into all the brownies and have them eat it. Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think that'd be funny? I don't know.
No, that would be super, super mean. Not only would you just have everyone in horrible, horrible pain, people could die. You could kill people.
Yeah.
Ghost peppers are no joke. Did you know that if you go to a place that sells very, very, very hot wings, they make you sign a waiver? And do you want to know why you signed that waiver?
Why?
Because there's a chance that your throat could close up and you would die.
Like with
And do
poison
you want
ivy?
your friends to die? If you kill your friends with a ghost pepper, you won't have any more friends.
I don't know. I'm already on the path of doing crime. I don't know, Devil. What do you think?
I think it's not funny enough. I think you should put ghost peppers and laxatives in, so it hurts going in and it hurts coming out.
You are sick! You are sick and twisted in all kinds of unspeakable ways!
Look, Devil, I don't think I'm able to commit that hard, so I'm just gonna err on the safe side and not do it. Angel, you win this round.
You're a nerd.
Oh, damn,
Thank
I was saying that.
God.
Look, I just have one more question, and then I'll let you guys go back to whatever you do. I don't know if this is your day job or if this is your time off. It's kind of hard to tell. But look,
We're just figments of your imagination. We only exist when you want us to.
okay, thank you. But look, I'm just saying that I started to watch a movie the other day that I know I shouldn't have watched it. Mom said it wasn't something that I should watch with such my impressionable mind, but I was watching the 2019 movie Cats, and I started to feel things for the characters in the movie. I didn't know if I should explore these desires or just leave them alone. It's kind of hard to tell, but again, I don't have any friends to ask but you two.
Look, it's perfectly healthy to explore any desires that you wish, as long as they don't cause harm to other people. So what if you like the new cats that don't just cross the uncanny valley, but dive headfirst into it in just the worst way possible? That's okay.
Yeah.
The important thing is you're not going out there and doing crimes.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, my sexual attraction is not on the cats, it's just the uncanny valley. That's where I like, just the uncanny
That's somehow
valley.
worse than it being cats.
Oh no, Devil, what do you think?
I think that's pretty fucked up, man.
Oh,
Yeah, honestly, this one's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
well,
I mean,
you guys are supposed to help me.
Look, we're just your subconscious. Ultimately, these decisions are your own.
Oh,
or maybe you're just beyond help.
oh.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some kind of a sickness. It's one thing to have a kink, and I would never shame a kink, but it's another thing to be interested in just what makes you super uncomfortable in the most awful way, not to mention a complete box office flop.
Well, one man's uncomfortable is another man's comfortable. That's what I always say.
Well, you know my deal. I love kink shaming. It's my kink. And even I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go with the angel here for some reason. You just are being a little more supportive of me. So, look, I'll stop doing the kink stuff, okay? I won't even think about pulling up the edited scenes in The Irishman or anything else, okay?
Okay. Yeah, try not to.
I won't. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna go try to make more friends and not talk about my kink stuff.
And don't do
Remember the
crimes.
pepper thing.
Oh, no problem. Bye. That's
Well, that one certainly took us to some interesting.
Oh boy. I was
Yeah, I
so
agree with
glad that
everyone.
you chose that last one, Dan.
yeah, I saw you cheering, and I'm like,
I was
yep.
rooting for it, and I cheered for it. So.
I made a merch shirt. I was inspired.
boy.
Oh
What is it?
no.
Mhm.
God.
Pepper plus laxative.
Oh no.
Oh,
Mom's
God.
secret recipe. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh man.
I'm just imagining if I saw someone in real life wearing this shirt,
Jeez.
what my visceral human reaction would be.
I also like someone wearing a shirt that's my kink is the uncanny valley. I was trying to backpedal and be like, no, it's better, and then I realized that's extremely worse.
Yeah, it is. For sure worse.
But
For sure worse.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mr. Erroneous is still hanging out in the chat.
Steve, Ghost Pepper plus.
Go ahead, Max.
You
Oh,
cut
sorry.
out.
No, sorry. I'm jumping in.
Say your thing.
I was
just saying. Oh, go for it. Go ahead.
I was just saying hi to Mr. Erroneous. They were one of the people that played Uno with us. Go ahead, Max. The floor's yours.
Floor is yours.
Okay, sorry. I just love cutting you off, Dom. It's a power thing. I do just have to say that Ghost Pepper plus laxative is like the most evil thing that I could.
That was
I didn't
really,
know
really
that people
evil,
could be that
Steve.
What do you mean? It cleans your whole system.
That
out.
to me sounded like too specific. Like there's
clearly-
sometimes when we improv that a performer will say something, you're like, that's not improv.
You didn't make that up on the spot. You've thought about that. You've applied it in a way that is on the spot and new and interesting and dynamic to the situation. But this isn't the first those words have come out of your mouth.
Who did you kill, Steve? That's what I want to know.
Where's the body, Steve?
Crime.
Oh, God.
If any of us go missing, I'm just saying.
But if all four of us
Check-
go missing,
check
we're
the
just
bath.
on vacation.
All four of us. What? Am I not part of the group anymore?
Well,
Dave?
no,
Yeah,
you're
we're not
just
allowed-
here, but the four of us are on vacation.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott Saber.
What's up, Scott? How you doing?
Sabers.
We're just doing
hold
some
on. Why is
shenanigans.
there
Do we-
a silver thing next to Scott's name? Isn't that usually
Because
gold?
Scott has cheered bits.
Because he's nice.
Scott's our second place bit cheerer.
Yeah.
He's our bit buddy.
Do we want to play a game for Scott?
We do want to play a game for
I
Scott. We
think so.
always want to play a game.
Excuse me.
We're gonna go for what I think is probably the most visually interesting game we have here, and this is conspiracy theories. So what we're gonna need from the chat are made-up conspiracies. So these are not real conspiracies. We all know that the Earth's flat, that birds aren't real. I mean, none of us here are gonna argue against any of that true logic. What we need, though, are made-up conspiracies. So something that maybe you've thought of. Maybe you, like Steve, have been dwelling on something for a long time and are finally trying to find a place and actor wish fulfillment. You know, just casual things that we all carry around with us. But yeah, go ahead and put those conspiracies in, and we're gonna try our best to run through these conspiracies.
I don't even know what the Death Nut Challenge is, and I almost...
We'll look it up later.
Oh, God.
We will look it up later.
The only thing I'm
or-
thinking about is, like, the nut glitch in Super Mario Odyssey, and that's probably not it. It's a speedrunning strat. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't think that has anything to do with the death.
Dan,
Nut
you watch
Challenge.
so much speedrunning videos for someone who doesn't speedrun
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
You're always like, oh yeah, I was watching a speedrunner. I was like, do you have any interest in speedrunning?
I do.
I
It
actually-
just is so much time commitment. Do you
I
want
actually
speedrun
watched-
or do you want tech for the show? It's like one or the other.
I actually watched some speedruns too. I've been really into this one Doom speedrunner. That stuff is nuts.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, we're gonna jump into it. Our conspiracy is that Pop-Tart is a CIA program.
All right, who's starting?
Go for it,
Who's
Max.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone, back to the show. Today we have a big topic to go on. Pop-Tarts are, wait for it, a CIA program. Just think about it. They're sugary and colorful, and it's meant to dazzle the eyes of the child, like a television program on a Saturday morning, except instead of it just penetrating your eyes, it penetrates your stomach and your bowels as well. The sugar fills your mouth, and it titillates your tongue. And in this stimulation on the tongue, it creates a sort of mental capacity that will control you and make you little sheeple for the government to come. Think about that.
Yeah, you want to know something crazy about the government to come? It's the fact that our government right now is just the beta test. Listen here, people. This government is nothing. It's falling apart left and right, and that's on purpose because they're trying to make sure that they can break down every single system so that the new government that comes up afterwards will be in place. What's that new government going to be like? Well, I'll give you a hint. You ever had a washing machine or a refrigerator in your house? It's going to be a whole lot of those. Those things are going to be monitoring us. They're going to be running our day-to-day lives. Can you even imagine your life without a refrigerator? Go ahead and try. I didn't think so. That's because this government is going to completely control them. And if you can control the refrigerators, you can control the people. Think about it.
Yeah. Look, my wife is sleeping with a toaster oven, and I've about had it, all right? This is getting ridiculous, all right? The government's out here thinking that they can just demasculate all of its people by basically what they're doing is all of these appliances that you're putting in your house, they're actually just slowly seducing every member of your house. I looked at a broom the other day and I almost went off. It was crazy. Look, I'm just saying, when you think about sexuality, when you think about Adam and Eve, when you think about the great fruit of life, all right, you think of advertising. You think of everything that advertising can do, and that's appliances. You're putting Adam and Eve in your house. This isn't what God wanted. The government can't keep doing this. Think about it, people.
The greatest delusion of them all is that you think you choose your romantic partner. Ha! A farce, I say. No. Don't you know that hospitals, when you're born, put small microchips in you that send a signal out to other persons who have an identical frequency to you? You think you choose who you're attracted to? No. Those are just the numbers running as you two get closer and closer. And you think they click, 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 click. The binary falls down like the Matrix. But, oh, that is the wrong number. And then suddenly that's why you break up. Sometimes it takes a while for your chip and their chip to compute if you're the identical chips. That's why people get married so long. Sometimes the sequences are very hard. Also, hospitals are using these chips to mine Bitcoin at the same time, which is why sometimes things get a little weird. But everyone out there has a matching computer chip in someone else. It's just a matter of finding them.
So you ever wonder about computer chips? How they're not as edible as regular chips? Now, I think this is because the government doesn't want us eating computer chips. Now, why wouldn't they want us eating computer chips? Obviously, because we're going to digest those computer chips and become cyborgs. And that way, if we become cyborgs, then we'll be strong enough to overthrow the government. But they don't want that because cyborg people aren't real people in the eyes of the government. Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about
that.
That's a game.
That's a game.
That's a spicy game. Wait, whose outro it is? Doesn't there, somebody has a production.
That's a good show.
That's a good show. Oh, it was the one for Ed and Eddie, right?
It was a studio.
I'm pretty sure it's the one for they have that at the end of Nathan For You, I'm pretty sure.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure that's a studio, so they've got multiple shows.
Somebody in chat will know.
Wait, did I really come up with a whole fanfic? Is that crazy? Is that true? Did I tap into something I wasn't aware of? Wow.
You tapped in. You're just
it's after Rick and Morty. Yeah. Interesting. Never a dull moment.
Oh, Scott just posted his spicy.
Oh no! I think our audience is really trying to kill us because Macaroni and Brie recommended me a horror game that's going to give me a heart attack. Scott wants us to do challenges that are going to kill us.
Let's do it.
Paul wants us to give each other wedgies.
Paul wants us to give each other wedgies. It's true. It's true. It's a real madhouse. We're cultivating a dangerous relationship with our audience. Matching tattoos or seeing colors when you meet yourself.
We could compile them all and like in our 50 follower special when we did punishments. Ooh, honestly, you know what's coming up?
Our 500?
500.
500 coming up.
500?
We're
Really?
Yeah.
We're
I mean,
close.
it's a little ways off, but
We've
we're
duped
getting
so
there.
many people.
Our wonderful subscribers and followers just keep making more and more accounts to follow us with. We appreciate it so much.
To the 4 of you out there, we really appreciate it.
And
Half
my
of them
priest
are
said I
family
could
members.
never lead a cult. Look at me now.
You still can. I lead this cult. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, let's be real. Bricko is the cult leader here.
That's true.
You said I
That's
could
true.
be assistant cult leader.
Scott, no!
Now that you mention it.
My greatest.
I've got a-
Go ahead.
So, with the other improv team that I'm on, the college improv team, we decided to do hot prov one night.
Oh my
Which is
god.
where we, I believe, Steve, you were on the team at the time, right?
I did it
We did
too.
hot prov. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dan, you were too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we decided to do hot prov,
Bad idea.
which is where we just take a dab of really, really hot sauce and then do some improv scenes.
So bad.
And as you can imagine, it went terribly.
We got 3
but-
lines into a scene before we had to stop.
Yeah, it went worst for me
Mhm.
because I made the really stupid mistake of, instead of taking the dab of hot sauce and then rubbing it on my tongue or whatever, I just swallowed the dab of hot sauce like it was a freaking pill or something. And my body did not like that. So it wasn't long before I was actually not able to breathe because I was hiccuping so much. And I had to go into the bathroom and throw up so that I could feel better because the acid of my stomach was still a relief to that hot sauce.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
I went to a Hot Ones party one time. So it was a coworker invited me, and it was a bunch of their friends and a bunch of our other coworkers. And it was themed after the Hot Ones interview series. So they got 9 different hot sauces that were all scaled on the most ridiculous scale of all time, the Colville scale. And basically we got through 6 and nobody was batting an eye, right? We were like, this is easy. Even the people who were like, I don't like spice very much, got to 6 and we're like, okay, we're doing all right.
Hey,
We hit
the Jackson
7.
81. Thanks for the follow.
Oh, thanks for the follow. So we hit 7, couple people drop out. People are like, I know my limits. And we're like, great, that sounds good. But we just keep rolling up, right? Now the thing, we hit 8 and people are like, honestly, the hardest part is making room for all the wings we're eating. We hit 9. I have never seen a room full of 30 grown adults in sync start crying at the same time. It was one of the most beautiful moments, and I was there. I was crying. I hit 9 too, right?
That's magical.
It was just so unbearable that it was just a bunch of people milling about, just going, because at that point your body can't do anything except exist through it. Oh, it was.
You just have to try to make your brain go numb.
There were people drinking from the sink. It was a shit show, but it was very fun to watch.
Yeah, Scott, Scovilles are really weird. I think you're correct. I think it's something it's determined by it's similar to decibels, where it's technically just arbitrarily decided by people, but it can be measured. I think it has to do with the capsaicin in the peppers as well. But I think that's actually what's supposed to be the more accurate measurement is looking at the capsaicin.
Decibels?
Effect.
I don't think decibels are like that.
What, decibels?
They're measured based on capsaicin levels in the music.
Decibels.
If the song is
they
really
listen
spicy,
to a really spicy pepper.
Yeah, that's why people say my mixtape is hot. It's because it has a very high capsaicin level.
Oh my god. All right.
No, yeah, decibels are actually not. They're not like scientifically. What do I want to say? Like, there's no like universal constant for decibels or something like that.
Alex,
his bass goes up to 11.
What?
What are you talking about?
That makes
decibels are definitely just like bass.
I'm talking
They
about
increase in.
decibels.
Yeah, you have to, like, 1 decibel has a value. Like,
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Did you ever hear of the Schmidt pain scale? So it's a scale that's used to measure the painfulness of stings from various bugs, but it's a scale that is horrible. Like, it's not accurate at all. But the problem is, the only way we discovered it is this guy named Schmidt just stung himself with a bunch of things and then recorded how bad he thought they were, which is why, like, no one is testing whether or not it's accurate. It's a pretty useless scale, except in like directional maybe, but because it's one of those things where I think he just started assigning arbitrary values where like a bee is like, I think he said something like a common honeybee is like, or whatever, the ones that sting you are like 30, and then he's like a bullet ant and he's like 4,000, and people are like, okay, sure, if you say so.
You know, there's a whole like
I like that
show about that now, right?
Is
Like,
there?
I forget the pain index. That's what it's called. Where they just, it's a whole TV show where they just like get stung, and they have a medical staff on site because like there was an ad for it where one of the guys stopped breathing, and I was like, why are you doing this?
This is like
That's not
like
worth it.
that's like Jackass if they went to college, you know? Like, that's the show.
Dr. Jackass.
Did everyone do this where a kid, as like a kid in like middle school, you played pretend Jackass? So you'd say like,
No.
my name is whatever and welcome to Jackass, and then you just literally do stupid shit.
I mean, we
Anybody
did
else
stupid
like
shit, we just didn't frame it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we got
Hell yeah! Let's get a bot up in here.
This
next game
the bot,
is dedicated for the bot.
Yeah, let's give the bot what it wants this next game.
Oh yes, the bot's gonna love this next game. This next game is probably the best game that's ever been created in all of improv.
And we invented it.
We invented it.
And by that we mean we stole it from a popular cartoon, anime, whatever.
Right. So this has no suggestions right now because these were submitted throughout the week. So thank you all for your image suggestions. I think you know what's coming. It's time to do.
Are we ready?
Yeah. If you haven't done so yet, join our Discord so that next time you too can submit your images.
All right.
And Dan will post these afterwards.
I will
So
immediately
you can have
after.
them.
Keep berating me till I do it. All right, 3, 2, 1, do.
Last time on Duel Monsters, our hero was put in an uncomfortable situation. They were asked to go to the back of the line, even though it was their turn to get their paperwork signed. Ultimately, it culminated in a gripping duel that led to the death of thousands of innocent bystanders. Now there's only one thing that stands between this man and the front of the line. Can they win the duel, or will their grueling work from the last episode be for naught?
Hey! You're not going to get away with killing all of those people to get to the front of the line. I'm stopping you right here and now. Our life points are even, so it's about time I took that down.
Oh yeah? I love administration, and I'll do anything to bring it into the front of my life at all points. I'll crush anyone in my way, including you.
You make me sick. All right, I'm going to draw my first card of this round. I play Buckethead. With this card, I am able to defensively shield myself against all attacks having to do with the head. I play this card in defensive position, which gives me a bonus to the metal alloy that it's made out of. Now, with that defensive ability, your attacks against my critical points are completely nullified.
What a foolish card to play. I won't need to defend your attack points directly. I'll be able to crush you in other ways, like with this card. Hoarding Mouse. You see, I have a bucket of my own, and with this mouse, I take the bucket off of your bucket monster's head, and I hoard all of my life points inside of it. That means that if you were to attack, the only way that you could destroy my life points is if you attacked your own monster, the bucket. Ha ha ha! How could you possibly stop me now?
No, he had the perfect counter to my card. Fine, then I'll play this card. Greedy Pot. You might know what the Pot of Greed card does,
Of
but
course.
you have no idea what the Greedy Pot does. This card allows me to discard 2 cards. By putting those cards back into my discard pile, I am able to summon a monster card that can be played out of all of the put together discard cards. Plus, now that Buckethead is discarded, those life points go back to where they belong. Me! Your mouse is nullified.
Can't you see? Can't you see that you've been playing into my trap this entire time? You've just lost yourself this game. You handed it to me, Greedy Pot. Foolish play when I play this card. The Gun Roomba.
Oh my god. No. Oh no.
With all of your cards in the discard pile, they're really in the trash. And now that they're in the trash, my Gun Roomba's attack level has quadrupled. I will use the Gun Roomba to destroy all of your monsters. But remember, I still have a mouse. With all of your things swept up inside of my Gun Roomba, I've absorbed all of your monsters' attack points, making my Gun Roomba's attack points up to 6,000 attack. Next turn, I'll turn that Roomba on you after I swept up all of your monsters, and then you'll be dead. There's nothing you can do now. You may as well give up.
I'll never give up. I deserve to be at the front of the line. I've waited 2 lines worth of waiting, and it's about time you wait in hell.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I'd like to see you try.
Right. There's almost nothing I can do against his Gun Roomba. Even if I play something defensively, it'll just blast right through to my defenses. There must be something I can play, something I can do. Okay, I'll just draw my hand and see what card I get. Yes, wait, I can play this. This works. Aha! You think you've won so easily? You think your Gun Roomba stops all of my plans? Well,
There's
I've
nothing you
still
can
got-
do against it.
Oh, but there is. There's
What?
one thing I can do against it. I play Becky the Fridge.
What does that card do?
Oh, you don't know? With this card, I gain the power of appliance and sentience. Now I have the ability to take all of those life points that your mouse previously stored, and I get to store them in a secure freezing position. What that freezing position does is it allows me to keep my life points completely safe against any one attack. That even means your most powerful Gun Roomba attack. So,
What that
while
means-
you attack me with your Gun Roomba, I can use Becky the Fridge's secondary option, which is the Attract ability. This Attract ability forces you to attack me. Why is that such a good ability, you ask? Because of Becky the Roomba's secret third ability. You see, because we've played 2 bucket cards, there's already 2 metal on the field. Those 2 metals get attracted to Becky's automatic refrigerator magnet system.
Oh!
That magnet system draws all of the life points, yours and mine, onto the surface of Becky. Now you have no choice but to attack Becky, which I'm completely shielded against, and you are completely vulnerable to. Not only am I going to win, but I'm going to watch you defeat yourself.
No, there's nothing I can do. I have to attack. What can I do? You cheater! You cheated!
There's no cheating. The only cheater here is you for cutting in line. And
No!
now I force Gun Roomba to attack. Yes, I've won the match. And now I would like to get my license renewed.
And thus, our hero made it to the front of the DMV line, but they had realized something by that point. They had forgotten their social security card at home! Tune in next week where once more they must enter the line. DMV Monsters!
Oh, man.
Oh, amazing! So if you want to submit your images for next time so you too can have your own cards made, join the Discord. Put them in the suggestions chat.
Love it.
Whew, I'm sweating. I can't
What an intense duel.
Damn. Just to not have your own social security card. Didn't even have identification on both columns. What a noob.
I got banished to the Shadow Realm for this?
I only had 1 point of identification when I showed up at the DMV. Now I'm in the Shadow Realm forever.
So, Scott, we used the cursed images for this as well. I think Dan posted them in the Discord, what we used the cards he made from the cursed images.
Yes, they're all images that y'all suggested. Also on the cards, I put the name of the person that suggested it. So, if you join the Discord, we usually ask for it around Tuesday or Wednesday beforehand for any picks we want.
Yeah, Dan just happened to not choose any cursed images this week.
No, you guys, Becky the Fridge is pretty cursed.
It's pretty cursed.
I mean,
I like to do stuff that you guys can experiment with more, not just scare off all the children.
Alex, I know you weren't allowed to look this week, but there's one that I'm thinking of that is a tarantula, and it's terrifying.
There's a lot of terrifying stuff in there, but yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Love to see it.
It looks like we're winding down for the evening.
We are winding down. I can't believe. I feel like this 2 hours flew by. I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but it was a great time.
Me too.
Time flies when you're having fun.
True. True. Well, yeah. I guess without further ado, we'll just go ahead and go into a nice hoedown. You guys know the drill at this point. If you got something you want us to sing about, go ahead and let us know. We'll do a hoedown on it.
They're gonna sing.
We gonna sing.
We're gonna try our best. We did a lot of rhyming earlier today, so hopefully we got that brain going.
Maybe we wasted all our rhymes.
Maybe we wasted all our rhymes.
Oh no.
No, we're gonna do great. Sing a song about pork. Okay, that's good enough for me.
Pork?
All right.
Pork hoedowns.
Da da da. Oh wait.
Go for it.
Are we ready?
Yeah, go Steve.
Ready.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We have to sing a song about pork. It's really tough if you eat it with a fork. I like to tenderize all of my meat, so that's why I'm the chef that can't be beat.
Oh, da 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 da. I love bacon, so I made a pound. Then I ate it all and ended up on the ground. I can't say it was a good idea, but that's okay, 'cause I don't live in fear.
If you really want your picnic to be a slam, I've got a short answer, and it's called ham. If you want to have yourself a mighty feast, go and find one of them oinking beasts.
Oh, da 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 da. I have a confession. I'm not great with words. I don't even know what it means to be a bird. That is my very funny quirk. I might be vegan. I accidentally ate pork.
Hey, I went out craving some salt. Don't blame me, it's not my fault. Then I was there having a great time, but it looks like I died to some pork rinds.
Oh,
To some
pork rinds. Play the dancing kid. Let's get back to it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you all for joining us on hopefully a very exciting episode of Show and Tell Live. Thank you all again for being here. It really means a lot that you come back week after week. And for anyone who may be new and lurking in the chat, thanks for playing along with us. Join the Discord, follow us on the socials. Otherwise, you know where to find us. We'll be back next week. So keep an eye out for any streams we might be doing next week.
How do we end every stream? I feel like we should keep doing that bit, even though we're online.
Yeah, we can certainly try and find a way to do it. Alex, how do we end every stream?
We actually end every stream by trying to prove that our hand is bigger than our other hand.
That's true. We always do that. How could we forget? We're gonna go ahead and raid our good friends over at
MD.
What?
MD.
I trust whatever you said, Dan.
Yes. Yeah, I agree, Dan. I know what you're saying.
Let's go.
Okay.
Our good friend Motion Design.
Motion Design,
some
MD.
great
I got
tracks.
you. I'm there now.
If you want more
Yep.
vibes like Dancing Kid, he is going crazy over there.
Mm-hmm.
Good way to spend a Friday night.
It is a good way to spend a Friday night. I'm probably gonna put it on my porch and we'll go jam. All right. Thank you everyone for being here. Good question.
How do we end every stream?
This one. No, I think it's this one actually.
Did you
look at the
see?
tape?
This
one is
bigger.
probably
Like,
like
how could I do this?
now it's like
Look at this.
go like all the way
I'm
out
playing a
like this,
trombone.
and then
How do you do this bigger?
Just you make sure that you measure like you see it's not quite the same.
All right.